What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listen Damn It, episode 3.
Woo.
We're back again with
Amanda.
And the mullet man.
and John. And today we're going to talk about red flags in friendships.
Yes.
In friendships.
Yes.
So who wants to go first?
You.
What? I went first last time too.
Did you really?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, well, you're just editing the video. So you
I
know.
just saw it,
Okay.
yeah.
And then you go ahead first, babe.
I think red flags in friendships. I mean, what's happened to me in the past is like I confide in a friend about something, and then later up, that conversation gets brought up.
Oh, I know who you're talking
And
about.
they bring it up in a way like that they're trying to find a solution for me and they're trying to do me the favor. And no,
Never
if I
mind.
tell you something in private, don't bring it up to someone else or bring it up to the person trying to find a solution or whatever the case may be, because that makes me look bad. Like, I confide in you.
Okay, then
Shut
yeah,
up.
I know who you're talking about.
He was
Your
trying to
turn.
guess.
Yeah, it was.
My big thing is, and we spoke about it like recently, is if that friend becomes disrespectful to you, like that's a huge no.
Ooh, I know who you talking about.
So,
Bitch.
I feel like there's a boundary that you just don't overstep, because if we're friends, we should be cool with each other. And I mean, we could, I guess, argue, but not to the point where I'm like disrespecting you and make you feel like shit, and pretty much we're arguing like if we're not even friends.
Facts.
So yeah, I feel like if you pass that, then I'm not cool with you anymore. I realize that it's easy for me to cut people off, so I could easily do that, and not like regret it or kind of think back and be like, oh,
Tell them a
I
story.
wish I could, like, I guess, talk to them or see, what was the issue or whatever. I'm like, no, fuck that.
Damn.
It happened. We got into an argument, and now it's time to move on for me. Because
I feel you, but you're a lot stronger than me, because when people do me, well, depending on what they do, but
Emotionally,
I have a
too?
bad habit of, like, when I feel like I'm tried or disrespected, I kind of cut you off too. I don't talk to you, but I also don't tell you why I'm doing it. I just completely disappear. And I've had an instance where a friend had reached out to me multiple times, and in months had passed, and I still felt like I wasn't ready to talk to that person about what happened.
I know you
Because I
talking
just
about.
kind of, it's very immature or whatever you might see it, but I just feel like, damn, if you know someone so well and you had a friendship for years, there's just some things you just expect them not to do. But then you have to also remember that people grow differently. So I'm more understanding. I think that's kind of a bad habit that I have. It's like a fight with myself. I'm like, they should have known, but then I'm like, well, maybe, they just don't think like you, so give them the benefit of the doubt and, let them explain themselves or whatever.
well,
But to really cut you off, you have to, like, try
well, the
my
thing
mama.
with me was that, I was friends with this one girl from middle school, all the way into adulthood.
Just
You know,
PSA, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
I really didn't like this
Yeah,
girl. I
she
hated
didn't.
her.
She's a bitch.
At first, I
I don't even know who she
admired
is.
her uniqueness, and I always wanted to be like her, and how she would post pictures on her MySpace and her style, and she was just a cunt.
yeah. I mean,
She
she
hit
had
me.
good. She had good taste of
She
style,
hit me.
and she with me was a good friend at the time. Especially since we were friends since, like I said, middle school until, like, I would say maybe early on into early 20s, around there. But yeah, I mean, when shit happens, and then obviously a lot of people has had problems with her because she has a really strong personality.
Entitled.
That is not like she's not everybody's cup of tea. Let's just say that. But I've
More intense than my
that,
girlfriends.
I know that I'm really open to making friendships with whatever personality or kind of person they are. But when I said, if that oversteps and gets to something more disrespectful, then I'm not cool with it. So I will say briefly the story what she was talking about. So this friend of mine, I started working in a shoe store, and then she needed a job. So I went ahead. I spoke to my manager at the time. I let him know that my friend needs a job. She would like to get hired. Blah blah. So she applied. She got hired. She has this she's very organized. Very OCD type. She's not dirty.
Yeah.
She's even very hardcore when it comes to work too. So I knew that she wouldn't make me look bad.
But
I feel like because she was good at her job, she's the type of person that she will put you under the bus. That type. Yeah,
That's so
she
whack.
she like you said, she's entitled, so she would pretty much is thinking of herself and how to make herself look good. And there was a lot of talk around that time with her and our manager that was very old and was married with grown ass kids between them because they saw that they were really friendly. I don't know the story because I never spoke to her about it, and we kind of stopped being friends.
she was trying to lick his ass.
But but what happened was there was a time that we were assigned to work in the same store, and at the time it was cool. Everybody, like I said, there was a lot of people that didn't like her, my sister included.
I'll tell you why in a little
and
bit.
they were
My story is short.
they were always like, "Oh, she's a bitch. She's a bitch." And yeah, she was a bitch, but to me, she wasn't. So
But she was your friend, so you were
exactly.
used
So
to
I
it.
was all right with it. But I knew her personality was very strong too because she had this relationship with her family that I did
Ooh,
not understand.
super toxic.
It was very, very toxic.
The way that she would speak to her mom, but her mom would kind
they
of
were
let
they
it
were they were a hot
slide.
mess. They were a hot mess. So I kind of realized why she is the way she is. Pero either way, we were working in a store together, and then I don't think we were friends, but we weren't as close as how we were before. We were just we would be talking but we wouldn't hang out so often like we used to. But we were still friends. Nothing bad happened until that day. So we were at the store, and in the shoe store, shipment always comes in, and she was left in charge, as a key holder type of thing. Even though I was pretty much key holder and stuff for a different location.
Yeah.
But I was working there because I think they didn't have people to work there at the time. So I was covering. So whatever, she was left in charge of the store. And then shipment came, and I pretty much spent my whole shift
Taking care of the
because
pallets.
everybody, there was always one person on the floor and another person has to stock the shoes, organized, by brand, by sizes, all of that. But that takes time. So it was the end of the day. I didn't get things done. There was still shoes left on the side of a wall. And I'm like, well, I'm coming back tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? It's already time to go. I'm just going to leave it there until tomorrow. Yeah. She came at me like I was her employee. And not in a good way. And so she was just being loud and just super fucking disrespectful because of those fucking shoes. And I'm like, look, you're not my manager. You might be in charge of this fucking store, but you're not my boss. So don't be coming at me like that. I don't work for you. So
Damn, John's really into the story.
We were
already.
going at it back and forth. She's another one that doesn't like to stay quiet, and
She always
and
has something to
ends
say.
it.
Always wants to be the last
But me too.
word.
So
That's a never-ending fight.
yes. So we left it like that, left it quiet or whatever. I also don't like the type of people that kind of brush it off easily the next day. I might be petty and hold grudges, maybe, but
You can't
if
just-
we recently just had a fight or argument, I'm not gonna be cool with you the next day. Like I need some space because I still have whatever happened lingering on, so I'm gonna need some time. So the next day I think after that moment on, we stopped talking. And we haven't, we just stopped talking, whatever. And then that's when our friendship kind of like died. Until sometime after, we were still working for the same company. And then we were assigned again
To work together.
to work together in the same store. And by that time, we weren't calling each other, hanging out, nothing. So this was already some time past. And we were there. It was pretty quiet, like pretty silent, boring. And I feel like those are one of the worst days because it makes your day feel so long when you're there and not talking to somebody to make it go by when the day's dead. There's nothing happening, no sales, nothing. And then she goes, "Hey, you know what? I kind of miss how we were. I kind of miss our friendship." And I was like, "Really?" Because I don't.
This man said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, because I forgot to mention.
She hit me.
So no, that's not what I was going to mention. I forgot to mention after that fight, she went to our boss, our manager, told him about our argument, told him how pretty much that I was doing a lousy job. And I called him too. I texted him. He didn't answer me. I texted him. I let him know, do not ever let me work with this girl ever again. Like, don't do that. Because we're not, it looked like we both had the same mindset of telling this man something. And I decided to tell our manager what happened because I knew she was going to do it. Like, I knew she was going to,
She was going to play the victim.
Exactly. So I was like, fuck that. So after that's when some time, pasó. It went by. I went, later on, and we stopped talking, and then they put us together in the same fucking store because we were really,
Understaffed.
we have this. There's always a season where there's people that are leaving. There's new people coming in.
They're seasonal.
Yeah. So, but we were always the one that was lasting. And in that particular store, everybody kept fucking leaving. There's nobody that kept staying.
I wonder why.
So we needed, no, but it wasn't her store.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was a different location.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we just stopped talking after that. And I was like, I'm not gonna, and to this day, I never really mentioned anything about her. I know after time, people that known that we've been friends for a while, they're like, so what about you and this girl? Like, how are you? And I'm like, we're not friends anymore.
It's dead.
I know some people, even family, would be like, so whatever happened to her? Like, what? I was like, I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't go to look at her social, Instagram or whatever. I don't, that's it. I don't think about her no more.
Except for today.
Yeah, except for today.
Because that's the exception.
So I feel like, if you have friends that really make you feel like shit or have you be arguing all the fucking time for stupid shit, especially, I don't think it's worth
Nope.
staying, to be honest, because that's just a fucking headache, And I think by that time people are not going to change either, especially if you're already an adult. So she has that personality. I don't think she's changed even to this day, if I'm being honest.
This day.
Yeah.
Oh, well. There was one time that we were on our way to Walmart, and I was in the passenger seat, and Jonathan was driving, and she was in the back. And I don't know what kind of day she was having, but she just randomly was like, hey, if you ever want to use tampons. I was like 11 or 12. I just looked like mayor for my age. I think I was like in the 7th grade or something. I was in middle school. She was like, if you ever want to use tampons or learn how to use it, you can always like ask me. And my slick ass had said, no, I'm not a hoe.
Oh, shit.
And she bonked me in the head. Like, she went, da. And obviously he didn't notice because he was driving. But I literally, like, stayed in shock. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to tell her off or to tell Jonathan or I don't know.
So you stay quiet.
And then she literally got close to our seats and she started laughing. And she's just like if it was a joke. Like, she was like, and then we were in Walmart. And I'm still in shock. And I'm like, this bitch just hit me. Like, I told Jonathan, I'm like, this bitch just hit me. And he's like, when? I'm like, you didn't see that?
And I honestly
And
didn't.
she was doing her shopping in Walmart like nothing happened. And from that day on, I was like,
You're like, all right, bitch, I see you.
my biggest regret is like not
Not telling
defending
her off.
myself or telling her something or whatever.
Or hitting her back.
Yeah, but I've never fought. I'm more of an arguer. So I really was caught off guard. I was like,
Let me find out where she lives right now. I'm
Somebody
going to send her
touch
a
me?
bag of dog shit on fire.
but whatever. That bitch probably has no friends now. One time, like years ago, her Twitter page popped up on like my For You back when.
Yeah.
And I had looked through her stuff, and she didn't really look like she had like any friends or anything. It was just like for her. So I was like, bitch, you a mess. Remove. But yeah.
It is what it is.
I'd say another red flag. I think this is more relevant when you're still in like high school and middle school and all that. Is when you go to somebody's house, you say hi to their parents. You got me. You say
Facts.
hi and you say bye. You let them
Shake their hand.
Always like they shake their hand, say hi, something, whatever it may be. Say hi and say bye.
True.
And when you say bye, you say thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's their house. So, I had a couple of friends that didn't say hi
To your family.
and say bye, and my mom like told me afterwards, and I'm like, no, mom, I think it's just that they're shy. That's what I genuinely thought at the time.
Mm.
But I was like, no, it's not them being shy, it's them being disrespectful. You get me? And like I understand because I was a very like antisocial, like awkward.
But that could be the thing too, that it could be that their family never taught them to be like that.
Exactly. But respect. That's still disrespectful.
That's mad weird. How do you go to someone's house and not say hi?
And
Well, it could be that some people don't feel like they should be the first to say hi.
Yeah.
They feel like the other people should say
What the
hi and then
hell?
they'll reply.
no, but
Once you go into somebody else's territory, you gotta go first.
yeah. There was that, and then somebody that I was friends with in high school. My mom got along with him well, and then when we got to senior year, I don't know what happened, but he started growing an attitude that I didn't like, and when it was my birthday, I had invited some friends over to my house so we could just hang out in the backyard, eat some pizza, talk, whatever, maybe play some video games or something. He showed up, and apparently he showed up with an attitude, and he said
To
like
your house?
yeah, and I guess he said some kind of slick comment to my mom.
Hmm?
Yeah, I wasn't there at the moment, but I
Like
guess
how?
I
But
don't.
you were in the house, but not where they were.
No, because I don't know if he went to the bathroom or if he was like, or if I was in the back with everybody else and he came. I don't remember exactly, but my mom told me, and after that I cut him off. Like I still, because we all sat in the same lunch table and like I still sat, but as far as friendship goes, that shit died. That shit
What
died.
did he say?
I don't remember. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh,
It was something disrespectful that took my mom off guard. My mom was like, "What the fuck is wrong
Does your
with
mom
him?"
remember?
we'll bring it up
I
next
don't know.
episode.
I'll
You
ask
don't
her.
know. Okay.
And let me tell you, I didn't see that kid for like 2 or 3 years later.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you something.
He don't look the same.
He don't look the
I
same.
mean, that happens after
But-
high school too. to be honest.
but let's put it this way. I ain't fat shaming,
Oh,
but this man got to the size to look like he could be Biggie Smalls' cousin.
Okay.
But yeah,
that happened.
So Yeah, so there's that. He became an asshole, and
That
he
does
became,
happen.
and he became very wide.
Damn.
So yeah, more of the story is don't be disrespectful to other people, especially their parents,
Yeah,
when you're in
that's
their
true.
territory. You don't
That
go to
is
somebody's
true.
house and fucking take a shit on their toilet and not flush.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I just made that saying
I
up.
was gonna put you on the spot right now, but I'm gonna just take it back.
Okay. But yeah, those are. That's true though. It's true. Like especially.
You don't eat Santa's cookies and drink their milk. All right.
Yeah, when
All
it
right, all
when
right.
it gets when it gets to a point of disrespecting family, then that's different too. That is different.
My mom didn't like none of my friends.
Well, no,
I don't
but-
like.
but the
I,
thing
I
is-
haven't liked a bunch of
Just
your
No,
friends. all
my
the time.
mom, our mom,
But my close people you fuck with.
but our mom doesn't really like a lot of people, and it's
I'm like your mom.
yeah, she's over the years, especially the different kind of people that we've been, cool with and hang out with. She's
I feel like she doesn't like nobody that is friends with her kids because
Except for me.
she rather. I don't know. I feel like it's a territorial thing.
Yeah, that's
Because
true, too.
My friends in high school, even though we don't talk anymore, my mom had a really strong hate towards them, and they did nothing wrong. They were goofy like me. I could be myself, and my mom
I'm
was
sure she would
always
always be like,
I don't wanna
"Oh, it's
hang
like
out
a
with
mom's
that," or-
intuition or something.
Yeah, everybody is an enemy. Child,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, true.
All of the girls that I liked hanging out with,
But
but I had one guy best friend, and that was the bad influence in my life. And she loved that kid. Every time that we would go out, she wouldn't mind if he was there. But the kid was the one who introduced me to alcohol. His family literally had like this whole thing of alcohol. And I remember my first time getting tipsy was at his house.
tipsy or drunk.
And no, it was tipsy. And I remember that his stepdad was like, "You can drink whatever you want, just know your limit." I was 17. I was like, the limit does not exist. And I got
And
tipsy and
this
I
is
was like,
how
boom.
this is how
So mother's
thi-
intuition, my
and
ass.
This is how like when we were younger, living with our mom, you could tell we weren't so close.
Because she was always working.
No, like between siblings. I mean,
Oh, yeah, because Christopher was the Tasmanian devil.
Christopher,
Damn.
the youngest
Dog boy was something else.
was the youngest, and then she's the middle, and I'm the oldest. But like,
Oh.
there would be things that you've done that I didn't even know about,
Wow.
and especially like in high school, I never knew you liked somebody or had a crush on somebody until the day you brought like a new boyfriend.
Oh, that was very random. That was
yeah,
very random.
but like even now with the whole drinking situation, I didn't know that until like years after that you've done that. So we never really
I never talked about it.
Yeah.
We never brought up
We-
this conversation.
Yeah, because we never really talked like that too. For me to like tell her my stuff or her tell me her stuff, we were always like,
I had the craziest
Kinda-
experience.
live in different worlds in the same house.
yes, exactly.
Jesus.
And it's because
But
we have like a age
Honestly, my best
gap.
memories in high school was hanging out with that kid. We were literally, he was like a corrupted brother I didn't have. Literally.
Even though you had two brothers at home.
Yeah, but I always wanted to hang out with Jonathan and his friends, and he was like,
I was
no.
annoyed as fuck.
Christopher
Every time she wanted to
was
come
annoying.
by,
Christopher
every
was
time-
literally like glued to his games. Like
Bro,
if my mom removed the console,
when
he
I
would cry and
when
shit.
I lived with them, I felt like
But now he hangs out with
I-
my friends,
when
with
I-
me and
when
my
I-
friends.
When I was younger and living with them, I felt like I was. I don't know what better example to put it, but you know how like when you're in jail, and then you have like 4 other people that you're living with.
Cellmates?
Yeah, cellmates, and you stuck with those people for like ever, and you're kind of like, it's kind of like that, and that we kind of got in each other's nerves for
he
stuff.
didn't know who he had and what he had.
Yeah,
until
whatever.
now.
Until now.
I'm just
So
gonna say
I felt
that.
like that, and every time I wanted to like get out of the house and just hang out with friends to get away from the house, she would always want to tag along, and that
my
would
mom would
get
never
me.
let me go anywhere. So
Yeah,
he
because she was
like
so
my-
young. Because she was so young, I was already older. So And
Okay,
then
what's the difference?
Even
6
have
years?
them come over,
6 years.
Even have them
But then-
come over my house. That's why I rebelled so much in middle
So
school. Well,
my mom she wouldn't let her do things on her own, but my mom would let her do things to come with me. So every time I wanted just to go out and hang out with my friends, I never wanted her to come with me because I want to hang out with my friends.
I was
But
chilling.
because she was like, "Oh, I want to go," my mom would be like, "Take her with you," and then I would be like, "Bro, why?"
those were some of the best times. ever.
I would get so irritated with that. I would be like, why? I'm trying to get out of the house and we're all older. Like, what is she gonna do tagging along with us? I hated that.
I'll tell you what I
Hated
did
that.
because nothing bad ever happened.
No, nothing bad ever happened, but I wanted just time to talk shit and be with
Well, you could.
friends.
I
Not,
didn't.
not,
I didn't.
not have to
It
hold
was
back.
so cool because
Not have to hold back and censor
Yes.
yourself at all.
He has a friend that he's still good with to this day. And
Well, a
he
couple
would
of friends
go-
that I'm still cool with.
Mainly
to this
her.
day.
He would go to her house because she lived close by, and big old Nicaraguense family. They would always either be doing like a get together or like watching a movie
Yeah.
or buying pizza and stuff. So I love that energy. And there was even one time where a friend from my elementary school, I ended up finding out that she was her cousin and she was there, and I was like, oh my god, it's meant to be. How are you? But I always behaved well. I was always very grateful for those moments because I really didn't have a social life at all. And like I said, now you hang out with
Because
my
obviously we're old viejos now, so we can drink. We
They're not
all
old
drink
viejos. No,
and
I'm just
stuff,
kidding.
and
They are old viejos.
you know,
I'm the
like we're
youngest
already
one.
like towards, you know, some of us already in our 30s, some of them almost to their
Some of
30s. Like, yeah, we're grown.
Some of us.
But either way, I mean, by the time, you know, I was young, so whatever.
Thank you.
Now it's fine. Now it's
Okay,
whatever.
and then when you would sneak out the house and you would be like, Amanda, I'm gonna go get some chicken nuggets. Don't wake up, mom. Don't tell her. And I was like,
I don't remember that.
what?
I remember sneaking out of the house. I don't remember telling you anything.
You would
about
tell
it.
me, and I would make sure she didn't wake up.
Except
But
for when Christopher-
would literally, I think it was a time that he was sleeping in your room, and he still had mamitis, so he would wake up and he would tell my mom, Jonathan's not in his room, and my mom would go crazy.
Yeah, because
on
it was
his
easy
ass to sneak
for
out.
them to see me because, well, for them to realize that I wasn't home because we had bunk beds, but my bunk bed was the bottom one because it was a full size bed, and then the top bunk bed was a twin because my brother's smaller.
Yeah.
At the time, he's huge now.
As y'all saw on last
yeah.
episode.
So obviously, when you go in the room, there's nobody in the bottom bed. They're like, "What the fuck? Where's this? Where's the kid?" So, and I was, like probably early 20s when I was doing
Yes.
yeah, it was my early 20s and stuff like that.
What?
We got some 3 minutes left.
What do you mean?
There's no limit, remember?
There's no limit. The
No
other
limit.
the other episode,
No limit.
episode 2.
Yeah, the previous
is
episode.
like 40-ish minutes, like 42
Oh.
minutes long.
Yeah, no, now we can talk until the topic is over.
Yeah.
And then be
Okay.
like,
Pretty
okay,
much.
we're done with this, or we can move on.
Well,
Oh, embarrassing moments in front of your friends.
oh my God, there was one time in high school. I don't know why I would do this. I don't know why I couldn't just ask my mom for $1.
Ooh, oh, I have one of you, but I don't think you want to say it.
You just stop. It's your embarrassing moments, not mine.
I know, but I have one, but I
No.
didn't.
So every Friday in my high school, it would be like you pay $1 and you can wear jeans or $2.
That's right.
You had to
So-
wear uniforms in high school?
Okay, yes. In Hialeah.
I'm just saying, that's the one good thing about
Well, I'd rather wear
about
uniform
Broward.
than wear the same repeated outfit every freaking day because I don't got clothes like that. Anyways.
It's called mix and match.
Anyways, so what I would do is that I would take my jeans in my book bag, and since they would check for tickets and whatever and sell it to you within the first period, I'm like, after first period, I could just go to the bathroom and change and fuck it. Like, I didn't have to pay. I don't know why I did that shit, but it was smart. And I did it a couple of times and I never got in trouble until one day I did it and I went to lunch and they were doing an inspection to make sure you bought the tickets. Bitch, I was broke. I didn't have nothing. And the guy passed by me and he was like, can I see your ticket or do you need to buy a ticket? And I'm like, yeah, I need to buy a ticket or some shit. And I'm here in my book bag looking
Trying for a
for
dollar?
for an excuse or something. And my best friend at the time was just staring at me from across the table, and she's like, "I'll buy her ticket." And she literally bought my ticket, and I was so
$1, no?
embarrassed. It was like $1 or $2 or some shit like that. I was so embarrassed because it was obvious that
So what were you trying to do?
I was trying to wear jeans without having to pay.
You couldn't find a slicker way to do it.
That was a slick
That was
way.
a slick way. She just got caught by surprise.
Yeah,
That all of a sudden
to
during
change
lunch.
during like your second period or prior to lunchtime, so that you don't get caught. You get me? Because they sell the tickets the first period and they check or whatever the case was.
Damn, I'm surprised mom couldn't like give you $2.
I didn't ask.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I don't know
there
why I
you go.
didn't.
There you go.
More of the story, you won't get an answer if you don't ask.
Yeah, exactly. Especially for $2. Like, they could find that in quarters.
Going back to the conversation that we were having real quick, I used to have another best friend in high school at the time, and I would go to church with this girl. Like, she was a good girl. She literally lived a building or two next to me. Same community, just like imagine the grade
Yeah,
one
yeah.
over there. And I would literally walk to her building. Her mom was super nice. They're Dominican. My mom also restricted me from like a certain time being at her house, going out with her or whatever.
mom-
I was like, what is wrong with you?
Our mom had a thing.
Do you want me to be those crazy girls?
Our mom had a thing with
God.
like when we were living with her.
Watching the Heat game,
to
that
be-
Miami Heat game, it was at her house, and my mom was telling me to come home before the game almost ended.
She was very strict with us. And obviously she was very strict with her because she's a girl. Mind you, yes, our mom was a single mom. You know, she did have to be mom and dad to us. But when it got to the point where we were getting older, I felt a little too much. That's why I rebelled a bit and started doing my own thing, even though she would get pissed. But she would be like, you have to be home at a certain time because I can't sleep.
And she would be
if
sleeping.
you're past
You get
whatever.
home, she's knocked out.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, because
I swear
I'm
wasn't
already
doing anything
working.
bad.
Like, I'm literally working. I'm helping you out. I have a vehicle. Like, why am I having to be home by certain times so you can go to sleep? Like, she was restricting me for doing a lot of other things. So, of course, I rebelled a bit. And I feel like parents learn from us, too. So, she really learned from me as the oldest. And then
Passed it on to
so on
Amanda.
so forth. No, she never really done anything.
I was very nice always to my mom. And
Yeah,
stuff.
she
and
never
then it got to
really-
a point that I got like very aggressive,
I think
and
that-
I started like talking back.
I think
and
the
stuff,
thing
'cause
that
I'm
we-
like, what the heck?
The thing that
dude?
we've all done has been argue with our mom. We've always argued with mom, and I know that
it's
I-
not right, but I was just so.
the day that I had to
frustrated.
move out when I was 23 years old, I
Celebrated?
was
Celebrated?
no, well, not I didn't celebrate. I was very happy.
He was.
I was very
He
happy.
was.
I was
could
very,
tell.
very, very happy. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. I think it's called Nanny, The Nanny, or something like that, with Scarlett Johansson.
I know what you're talking about.
Well, she finds a job. Well, she was studying in college, but couldn't really find like an internship or something in her field that she studied for. So she started working as a nanny to make money. And when she had to live with this family, they were a rich family. So she had to get out of her house, living with her mom. And I remember the scene that the drive that her friend comes, picks her up so she can take her to move to the new house. And she goes and they put the song Freedom. That song, that one. And she's like there, like singing, it was hilarious.
guess.
I felt like that scene. And
I finally had my own room.
but also I felt like a lot of like the arguments that I've had with my mom had gone away and didn't
Yeah.
really happen as much because I wasn't living there anymore.
oh, facts, me too.
Like that
I was forced to, but
there was a lot of that stopped because I'm telling you, we argued so much, like a lot, and I was getting sick of it.
and now we're like,
And I was getting like tired of it, and after moving out, it went.
Excuse me, dear Lord.
Why is everybody burping in an episode?
I haven't burped.
No, Jaden burped when he was here.
I
Remember?
think that's because I had Sprite earlier.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Oh,
I
bless
say,
you.
I say
Bless you.
frustrated, and he says bless you.
Bless.
And then when he says sandwich, he goes sandwich.
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 I say sandwich.
You don't.
Yeah. I say sandwich.
Like
but
a
whatever.
sandwich.
And you say paper toilet instead of toilet paper.
Okay. The fuck?
Bro, whatever. We almost, say things incorrectly sometimes. That is what it is. But yeah, so I think moving out really was for the best. But wait, that's not embarrassing, friends.
No. She just said, "Oh, gotta go back and tell this."
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But no, that was one of my many embarrassing moments. Actually, I had this bully in the 5th grade that embarrassed me in front of like the whole 5th grade class. And it was the stupidest story, and I'm not going to get into it. But this kid would always bully me because of my hair and because I look very nerdy. I did. And he would bully this other girl that I was in class with.
It was a he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a fucking nerd.
Yeah, but he was the class clown.
He's a fucking dick.
But like he has such charisma, babe, that he would bully us, and
He could get
teacher
away
would
with
get
it.
upset for a minute. She sucked, and then he would say something funny, and he was back in her good graces. So whatever, he would make fun of her because she was very overweight in the 5th grade. She was, but she lost all that weight and she looked good. But whatever. So he embarrassed me in front of everybody. And I remember going to the bathroom and crying, like, what the hell? Like, this is so fucked up, whatever.
Why?
Because it had to do with, like, a crush I had at the time in the 5th
Yeah.
grade. And nothing. Fast forward, like, 2 weeks ago, he showed up at my store. I work for T-Mobile, y'all. Don't ask for discounts.
He aged like
showed
milk.
up, and that boy looked so bad. He looked like...
You recognize
First of all...
him? Because some people change.
There, you know what? I might not remember what I did last week, but I remember a bully's face and the full freaking name. And I saw him and I knew. And I asked my coworker and I'm like, "Is this kid's name Fulano Mengano?" He was like, "Yeah." And I'm like,
I'm bad with names.
"That boy used to bully
I'm bad with
me."
names, but I'm good with faces.
Bro,
I'm good with somewhat. With
he looked so
faces.
bad. First of all, his skin looked like he had a disease. Like his skin didn't look like normal, healthy. It looked like he
was
went
on
through,
crack.
he was hospitalized or something. I was overhearing his conversation with my coworker.
He was broke.
He was pretty much saying that he had just gotten out of prison for like grand theft. He owes like 42,000 and no sé qué.
You were like over eavesdropping.
And I was like, oh, really now? He was saying that he had a kid and all this stuff. And I'm like, not that that's bad, but I'm
Not
like, what example are you showing to your kid,
He's a broke
dude?
baby daddy.
So then I was like, not to say that that's karma or anything, but it's really sad to see how you turn
It just goes to
out.
show you when it just goes to show you when shit isn't corrected at a young age, it can start building really
Oh,
bad
yeah.
habits and really bad traits, and that can lead into bad things.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember it actually. So right before we started the episode, we were talking about what are like some embarrassing moments? Like, do you remember any? And I'm over here thinking, like, in front of your friends, and I'm thinking, damn, that's hard because for me, it's pretty hard for me to get embarrassed because I just laugh shit off. I don't. It doesn't really bother me too much. But then now, as we're talking and we're going
Oh,
back,
I know an embarrassing moment
and
for you.
I said in front of my friends.
Okay, but I know an embarrassing moment that you've had.
Okay, well, whatever. Let me tell my story. Damn, shit. It was freshman year of high school.
She did the same thing that I did to her earlier. I was like, I remember something about you.
Yeah, but you always like to put me on the spot, so stop.
But that's
'Cause
it.
I don't do that.
But is it? You just did it.
But I'm not gonna say it. You
I'm not
put me
gonna
on the
say
spot
it.
30 minutes ago.
But I didn't say it. I said the same thing that you said.
I don't hold it against you bringing it up in the next episode.
So it was my freshman year of high school, and it was in gym class. So it was our second week because our first week it was a bunch of paperwork and this and blah blah blah. He's like, all right, this is what we're gonna do, what we're not gonna do. Here are the rules, blah blah blah. You know, the first week of high school is pretty much like orientation and some little bullshit.
Syllabus BS.
To know what you're gonna
Yeah,
buy
exactly.
supplies
And
shit.
I was so excited for high school. I was so excited. I remember I freaking that summer was actually the 2012 Olympics. I'll never forget. And my uncle,
you do remember
yes,
that.
it was the 2012
Wow.
Olympics. I remember specifically watching USA versus Nigeria in basketball, and US won by 80 points, like over 80 points.
Sorry.
I remember that in particular, and I remember that because I was watching it with my uncle because he came over and he gave me $80. Because I don't remember if he
Get to the story, boy.
whatever. I had freaking bought clothes, whatever. Okay, shit. It was freaking gym. I'm not over here letting you miss. Oh, I live like 3 buildings, and I would walk over there with my left foot and then my
I
right
know
foot.
how you. No, I didn't say all that. But you,
Okay, you were going into detail.
You start here, and then you go all the way to Africa. and
He's
then
very
you-
detailed.
Whatever,
He's like
okay.
he remembers everything
You
that
got
has
time for
happened.
that?
Yeah, we do. Wait. I waited patiently.
All right. Yeah, let me finish
patiently.
his story.
So nothing. It's
Yes.
the second week of school, and literally it's the first day that we actually get to put on our uniforms and actually participate in gym. And we're doing our warm ups, and we're doing this, jumping jacks, running laps, this and that. And then we had one last exercise.
Oh no.
Just like every episode, you have to disappear for a few
Yeah,
moments.
she has to excuse herself real quick. Don't bump into the camera now. Careful.
So we were literally down to our last exercise before they let us like play the different sports. So here's a couple basketballs, here's a couple footballs, whatever. You guys
It
go
was
play.
like PE or something?
It was gym. But first we had to do like a warm up,
Hmm.
and it was the one where like you're like kind of squatted and you run backwards.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm talking
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was lines, like so it would be like groups of like 5 or something.
Okay.
And just my luck, I ended up being the very last one, and I was literally the last one, as in there was nobody beside me.
Okay.
So I just had to do it by myself in front of everybody watching. And my dumb ass, I squatted a little too low and started going a little too fast and leaned a little too back. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to fall. And as I'm falling, everything feels like it's slow motion. And
That's like me when I fell on my chair. Yeah.
and
That's
the,
exactly
and
how
the
I
PE
felt.
coach, he's such a dick. This old fat white man. I'll never forget. You literally all you hear is him like yell timber as I was falling, and I fell flat on my back.
He was like in a back effect or something.
Yeah,
Like, he
literally,
was just-
I felt like I was in one of those like stereotypical high school music.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
high school
yeah.
music, high school movies.
Yeah.
Where like something like bad happens to you on the first day type shit. That happened to me. I fell flat on my ass on my back.
Did you have to do it?
And
Were you
I
like,
had to,
do it again?
I had to get up and keep going.
Oh shit.
Because I was the last one. The whole class was fucking laughing. And this was a class
I would
of,
have probably got up and been like, "Can I just walk over there since I busted my ass?"
this was probably like a class of like 60, 70 students.
Oh shit.
Because it was gym. Because when
Oh,
it came to gym, it was like you get like 2 or 3 class worth of students because there's more space. So it's like 60, 70 people just looking at me, laughing their asses off, and I'm like, fuck, welcome to high school.
Damn.
That's really embarrassing. I kind of had a similar situation, but I had not a whole class full like that. Just like two girls in my class. When I was in middle school, I was walking back home. Everybody was already. This was already time to leave school. And I was walking home, and there was these 2 other girls from my class that was walking in the path across from me. So I was there walking. I'm drinking my Coca-Cola, can of Coke, and I'm there walking. And you know how sometimes in the paths, there's a path a little bit like up,
Yes.
and I didn't notice it because I was
You
drinking,
missed a step.
and I missed a step. I busted my ass like face forward,
Oh.
That's the worst
and
kind of falls.
there was something. I think it was
The tab?
I think it was either that. I don't know what, but there was something sharp that I kind of landed on of the can,
Oh.
and I have this scar. I'll never forget it. And I busted my ass. The drink fell, and then all I could really just think be like, just laugh, because I know
Yeah,
these 2 girls.
I do the same thing.
I know these 2 girls saw me bust my ass right now. I'm like, just laugh it out, and that's exactly what I did. I just laughed, and I looked over, and I see them fucking smirking at me like, you fucking fell.
then you
And
go to the bathroom and you
and then
cry.
I was like, well, there goes my Coke, and then I just go back home.
Go to the nurse. like,
And then
"Bust my ass."
I go back home. Like I was on my way home
Yeah.
anyway, so I just
Damn.
get back home. But
So,
that happened.
real quick on the topic of busting your ass again, I just remembered this has nothing to do with friends. This has nothing to do with school. This has to do with us.
Be careful what you say, though.
Oh, what about Christmas?
Are you talking
when you
about
were-
when I did a handstand?
Yes, that was
You
pretty
see,
fucking.
that's-
embarrassing.
it's not his story to share.
Well, real quick, we had gone to the beach at night. You remember that? We had gone to the beach at night, and we went like to a beach where there wasn't like too many lights or anything because it was like more private. Dania Beach, if anybody's asking.
The what?
Dania Beach.
Oh, I heard
If any-
Nude Beach. I was
No,
like, you go to
no,
Nude Beach?
no.
This is new news.
No.
Hell no.
Okay.
And like we were there for like 30, 40, 50 minutes, something like that. And it was already dark because we went in the afternoon. And all of a sudden I remember, fuck, I forgot to pay for parking. So I just, I digital dashed.
I always
started
forget
running.
to pay for
ran.
parking.
I ran back to the car. The car was still there. I was scared that it's going to get totaled or
Remember that
like
day.
towed away or something. So I go and I pay. And something had happened with y'all. I'm not gonna put y'all's business out there.
Something happened with who? With her?
Mom was getting heartburn, and she called me, and she wasn't feeling well. And all y'all were starting to call me, and I'm like, oh.
So I thought it was
Gotta
something more
go.
serious. So I started hauling ass back to where she
Oh,
was.
I remember that time.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes,
then-
I do remember that.
So
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
started running back, and I
You hurt
forgot.
your ankle.
Yes.
Yes.
And what happened was there's a part where it's
And wasn't it
elevated.
during the staycation or something?
No.
No.
Okay.
There was a part where it was elevated before you get onto the beach, like I guess like the sidewalk area, and then it drops like a good like half a foot. I forgot about that because I'm rushing to get back to her
Yeah,
to make
to-
sure that
yeah.
y'all are okay or I don't know what's going on. And I'm sprinting. I feel like I'm the Flash. I'm going.
You're in the Olympics.
Yeah, literally. Like I'm not gonna make a comment. I'm going fast. And I feel, I don't feel anything underneath me. And as I feel that, I look down, and I straight up overextend my knee because and I tell you, like in the cartoons, you know when like people are fighting and you see like they come out like as if they were in a tornado.
Yeah.
I did a front flip and somehow ended up backwards, where my head was facing where I came from. My freaking wallet fell out, my keys fell out, my shoes fell off, everything fell off. It looked like fucking
happens.
Goku punched me in the
No,
face,
that
and I went
happens,
flying.
bro.
And then the worst part was, this, like I said, this is one of the few moments where I actually was embarrassed because I felt like a fucking idiot. So I twisted my ankle. It hurt like a bitch. I could already feel that it was swelling.
Yeah, I did. It's
Yeah, Noah, I
And some guy
remember that.
in a bicycle was like, "Hey, you okay, buddy?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just fell." And I'm thinking, "Oh, he's gonna come over and help
Help
me
you
get
or
up."
whatever. No.
No, he just rolled away. I'm like, "You fucking dick! The fuck is wrong with you?" You're gonna be like, "You okay? Okay."
she didn't know that.
She didn't know. So then I'm over there like limping
and I'm like,
over to her,
What the fuck happened to you?
and I'm like, I got fucking beat up by the Tasmanian devil. That's what happened.
That's
I'm like,
fair.
Yeah, and my ankle was swollen for like a month and a half.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
remember. I had to drive with that
I
shit.
remember.
Damn,
That was
dude.
very tragic. I remember you guys coming back and saying
All
that
because
story.
mom didn't aguantar su boca and she got heartburn. We all panicked.
Oh yeah, and I got destroyed by fucking mosquitoes that day. I was
I don't
pissed
remember
off.
about that heartburn situation.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Christopher
I remember
called
that
me
story.
and we were like, oh, we gotta go.
Damn. That's
But she's all good.
embarrassing moments. I mean, it happens to everybody. Like, I don't think there's ever been somebody who hasn't had at least one embarrassing moment in their life. You know? But a what if?
What if? What's today's what if?
Did we say what would be what if today?
I don't think we picked it out.
Fuck.
All right,
Do you want to choose a what if today?
all right. Or how about this?
She chose a what if last time.
How about this? Whoever's hearing this or viewing this, whatever the first comment or first message to reach us, either in the YouTube section, in the Instagram videos, TikTok, if the TikTok is up, whatever that what if situation shows up, we'll do it next week.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Bet.
True.
So if you guys are watching this, make sure to comment or send a message to the IG page or on Spotify. Share with your friends. Yeah, like, subscribe, all that fun
Follow.
stuff.
True. Do that. There. Subscribe there. I'll put the thing here.
Oh, I thought you went.
No.